Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, we're going to do a quick sound check and we're going to get this party started. Oh, yeah, we are in the building on today. Come on in the room. Sound check looks good. Of course, you already know we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. We are in business, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this party started. I want to welcome you in the room on this morning. All right, so for some of you who may be in different time zones, we are live Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. And while I'm live, I already got someone who's texting me already about some real estate deal. Okay, I'm gonna have to get to that later. So let's talk about money on today. And you know we're live here. I am Coach Steele, and you are here with Coach Steele's Finance Training. We got a lot of good information to talk about on today. I'm excited about this conversation on today. And so when we talk about it on today, let me let this person know. They're talking about a real estate deal. Let me let this person know that I am live right now. All right, so we are talking about wise investing on today. I'm Coach Steele. You're here with Coach Steele's Finance Training. We're live on Facebook under my name, Simon Steele. And people are coming in the room and already commenting, so let me make sure that I greet them as well. So who do we have here? Good morning to Mr. Tony Sherman. Good morning to Miss Shirley Frazier. Good morning to Mrs. Sarah Stevens, my 4-H teacher, all the way back in elementary school at Largo Tibet Elementary in Savannah, Georgia. Good morning to Miss Tarsha Smith. Good morning, happy to have you here. All right, we are live 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone as usual every Saturday morning. So if this is your first time tuning in, just know that you need to meet us again next Saturday and the Saturday after. And if you are tuned in, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, Coach Steele's Finance Training, because when you click on YouTube and you type in Coach Steele's Finance Training, click the subscribe button. So the videos that I put out throughout the week, you will always get updated on that information as well. I think we're going to have a great financial literacy party on today, talking about wise investing and just basic principles. Some of you may already understand certain principles. Some of you may already understand certain things when it comes to being a wise investor. And so we're going to talk about basic principles that people can understand that will help them moving forward to be wise investors, that will help people be able to get to this green, be able to get to this money. And so we have to move wisely. We can't just be reckless when it comes to investing. So anyway, as we continue to move forward, ladies and gentlemen, on this morning, I do want to greet everyone as you come in the room. So if you're watching, make sure you tell me hello. I want to acknowledge you as well. You acknowledge me. I want to speak to you. If you're not in the state of Georgia, then let me know what state that you are listening in on. Oh, we are blessed on today, ladies and gentlemen. We have the great Vicky Coffee Floyd in the building right now. Anyway, I'm not gonna misbehave. I'll behave. All right. And then we have Sharon Johnson in as well on this morning. Let's talk about wise investing on today. And so happy that everyone is tapping in, telling me good morning, greeting me. I love greeting you as well and appreciating you, because you could be doing anything on this Saturday morning. You could be sleeping in. Some of you still got family over at the house. Some of you, the family just left yesterday and you're free and you got some space to stretch out and relax and get some rest. But we know what we do on Saturday mornings. We have financial literacy conversations. So this is the time that if you're cleaning, you turn me up on your Bluetooth. If you're laying in bed relaxing, you can click on YouTube. If your TV does YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube. Whatever it is, if the family's chilling, everybody can come together and have a conversation about financial literacy. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving went well. I hope everybody understands that we should have an appreciative heart, a thankful heart every single day. Many of us, like I mentioned yesterday, I think I went live yesterday or 2 days ago, one or the other. It's all a blur. I talked about a story in a family in Cameroon who I was FaceTiming them in Cameroon. Good morning to you, Celestine Graham. And while I was FaceTiming them, I asked the kids, I said, what did you eat today? Actually, it was Thursday. That's when I went live. And I asked them what they ate today. And the two kids told me that they had plantains. And I said, okay, you ate plantains. So I know sometimes in Cameroon, they'll cook plantains as an addition to their meal. And I said, okay, well, what else did you have? And Perez and Blessing was saying nothing. Then they went and grabbed a piece of bread, a balled up bread, and started chewing on it. And while I was talking to them, I was like, so all you ate the whole day, and this was nighttime. At this point, it was like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And they said, good morning to you, Mr. Reggie Castile. Mr. Reginald Castile is tuning in on YouTube. And while I'm talking to these two young kids, one's 11, the other one is 13, in Cameroon, and all they had the whole day was plantains from early in the morning to late at night. And I said, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you tell me that you didn't have enough food in the house? I said, what about rice? Did you add rice to it? Because normally you can buy big bags of rice and that'll last. And the kids said, the rice is finished. There is no more rice. And I told them to go wake up their grandmother because they were using their grandmother's phone and they live with her. And they went and got her and I said, Ma Rose, what did you eat today? Same response. And so, like I told everyone the other day, I have a lot of people that support the mission and the work that I do in Cameroon with supporting ministry, with helping people with food, clothes, and all of that. And because we had extra money to give, that same day I was able to send money for groceries for that family to have food the next day so that they could have meat and other good things in the house. So thank you. And I appreciate everyone that continues to support and give monthly towards that because we had family that didn't have any food and we were able to get it to them. So anyway, as we move forward, talking about wise investing, ladies and gentlemen, on today, I want to talk about one thing that one thing that hinders people from investing wisely is they don't know where to invest. They're not sure where to put their money. They're not sure where to start. Appreciate you tuning in, Mr. Andre Holmes, one of my high school teammates. They used to call him Sonic. That's how fast he was, Andre Holmes. They called him Sonic. Whether he was on the football field or whether he was on the track. And I wasn't too bad myself. I used to hold my own out there on the track as well. And if you know, you know. Don't judge me how I look now. But back in the day, I was something to deal with. But anyway, a lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to investing. And so sometimes you can start in the most simplest place. You can start doing the most simple things when it comes to investing. And one of the simple things you can do is find out if your company has a place for you to invest. Like, for example, when we talk about 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, 457s, Sometimes that is the most simplistic way and place to invest. And there's some benefits there. When we talk about investing wisely, I'll start there. Many people, you have a job, and you need to find out from your job if they have a retirement plan. That way you can take a certain percentage of your income when you get paid and have it go directly to that retirement account. Why? Good morning, Mickey David. Because sometimes it is difficult once you get paid, once you get the money in your account, your net income, not the gross. Once you get the net and you receive it into your account, the discipline and the focus it takes to pull money out and put in some type of an investment, everyone doesn't have that discipline. Everyone doesn't have that focus. So you need to get initially, I would say, with your company and find out if they have a retirement plan that you can invest in a certain portion of your check. And then find out if they do any matching. And so they may match a certain percentage, and find out what that is and what that means, and find out, are they going to match a certain percentage of what I give? And so that means they may be giving you free money to invest, to add into what you're already putting in the pot. And through doing research, I found out that a majority of people do not invest and do not have retirements ready, money ready to retire. So there are some companies and there are some jobs that people have where they do not have any type of retirement plan in place. And so when we talk about investing wisely, one simple thing you can do, if the company you work for, or if you're self-employed, or whatever the case may be, you can start off with something simple as opening up a Roth IRA. Now, there's different types of IRAs. To keep it simple right now, you can look at just traditional or a Roth. And I would just start off with a Roth IRA. And then you can do your research and find out the difference between a traditional versus a Roth. And I've mentioned that before on the channel, so I don't want to go into detail. I really want to dive to the next subject. And so the reason why we really need to talk about wise investing on today is because there's a lot going on in the stock market. There is a lot going on in the marketplace right now. If you haven't been paying attention, the stock market is going crazy and people are making money. And that's because people have invested their money in there over a period of time or a period of years, whether they have been dollar cost averaging, you name it. People have been investing their money, being wise investors, investing for the long haul instead of trying to rush and make a quick dollar. And so when we talk about wise investing on today, we must understand what is going on in the stock market and how you can participate in these benefits. How can you participate in all of this green that is going around, all of these positives that are happening, and not just in the stock market, but even in cryptocurrency. There's a lot of money to be made right now. And a lot of people who have been being disciplined over a period of time are now seeing the fruit of their labor. So when we look at that and we see that the market has been going crazy, it can give you the mindset of, let me rush and do something. Let me decide to move this here and move that there. And it can cause people to make rash decisions and throw money around without any system, without any principles, without any strategies. And that's why we want to talk about on today about investing wisely. If you're tuning in on today, if your job has a retirement plan, just type in yes. Yes. If your job has a retirement plan, a TSP, 403B, if there's some type of pension, something in place, just type yes. And so what I want you to understand is we have to participate in these things on the lowest levels. I can dive deep and talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, but there's too many people that are still on a surface level that have not graduated to certain things. And so whether it's starting to invest in the retirement plan that your company has, or whether it's as simple as what you all have been hearing me talk about for the past 2 months, is starting with putting your extra money that you have, your savings, in a high yield interest savings account. And that's just investing wisely. Instead of having your money sit in a checking account where it's not making any interest, or a regular savings account where it's making pennies, you might as well put it in a high yield interest savings account where it can make at least 4% or more monthly. Well, not monthly, annual percentage yield. And so monthly it will make interest and your money will grow on its own. Your emergency fund will grow at a faster rate. And on top of that, there are some banks that will allow you to become an affiliate. So as you share that link, you will also get compensation as well. And so in the description, you'll also find a link that I have put in there to a high yield interest savings account, that bank. And if you click that link and you open up a savings account and you put at least $50 in there in the first 14 days, they will give you $25 for free. That is wise investing. That's easy money. It's free money. And you can become an affiliate. And so having started that up about a month and a half ago, I am already up an extra $1,000+. But anyway, that's another story. It's wise investing, using the bank to get free money. We want to use the bank, take their money, and then take their money and flip it or invest it or pay bills. So a lot of people, when we talk about wise investing, a lot of people are rushing to make decisions because they see cryptocurrency going crazy right now. Some people are familiar with cryptocurrency, some people aren't. Some people are familiar with the meme coins, some people are familiar with the stable coins, and some people aren't. And if you aren't familiar or you aren't understanding what you're diving into, that's not being wise by taking a bunch of money and just throwing it into something without knowing where you're putting it. And so when it comes to wise investing, one of the things you need to do, although it can seem annoying or you may not know where to start, is do research. Do research, get some type of level of education or training, which is why we have these conversations on Coach Steele Finance Training. Do some research, get your education so you can understand where you are putting your money. Never just throw your money into a place or an investment and you don't know what it is. So Tony Sherman is basically confirming what I said to do, which was open up an account and he got a free $25 after putting $50 in there. It's free money. Go get it. And the link is, like I said, in the description. On the YouTube channel, in the description box, and in the description area on this video as well. All right, so also another thing, when it comes to wise investing, you need to know your risk tolerance. You need to know your risk tolerance. Otherwise, you're going to stress yourself out. So everybody, as you're tuning in, what do you feel is your risk tolerance to investing? Are you like low risk? Are you medium or high? If you're tuning in on today, if you're on Facebook, then you can write in the comment section. If you're listening in on YouTube in the chat section, write in whether or not your risk level, if you are low risk level, if you're medium, or if you're high risk. You don't mind taking high risk. You don't mind investing in things that may be volatile, that could go up and down, up and down. Some of you might be at a middle point. And then some of you there's a level of stress that you cannot handle with your money or your investment going crazy. What is your risk tolerance? Low, medium, or high? So when we talk about this, it's important to know this. And some people who get emotional when it comes to investing, they deal with, look at that, another confirmation. Mrs. Graham said, I received my $25 also. I'm trying to tell y'all to go get this money. It's free. Some of you are going to say, well, I don't need $25. That's only $25. Well, I know some people in Cameroon that can eat for a whole week off that $25. I know some people in America where it's probably some homeless people that need socks, that need shoes. You could take that money and give it to them. And so there's so much that you can do with it. You know, use it for a Christmas gift for somebody. Bless somebody with some gas money. And that's just the starting level. You can get $25, but you can get up to $300 because they also have an option on this high yield interest savings account. Like I said, the link is in the description box. But if you move your direct deposits there, and you have at least $5,000 direct deposited within the first 25 days, they will give you an additional $300. And so I went and got that $300 as well. Like I said, with all of their bonuses, benefits, and affiliates benefits, I've gotten at least $1,050 with joining that high yield interest savings account. And that's not even including the interest that my money is made as well. So let's continue to move forward. We're talking about wise investing. I want to be able to take that money from that high yield interest savings account, and now it's extra money, it's free money, right? I can take that money and go invest it in somewhere else and flip it. And so I took money that I did not have to work for, and then I talked about this last Saturday, asset hopping. The high yield interest savings account is an asset. So now we'll hop that money from that asset into another one. And I'm working with house money. But anyway, there's something, when we talk about investing, there's a term that a lot of people hear. And I want to see if anybody on here knows what it means. Has anyone ever heard the term FOMO? If you know what FOMO means, type that in the chat or the comment section. Comment what FOMO means. Has anybody heard the term FOMO? We're talking about wise investing on today. And so when it comes to wise investing, you really need to know what FOMO is. F-O-M-O. Has anybody heard that term? Does anyone know what F-O-M-O, FOMO means when it comes to investors' mentality? In the comment section, write what FOMO means. Oh, we got Mr. Darius in the room. Mr. Darius in the room. So we got Darius Smith in the room. FOMO means fear of missing out. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Right now, this is why we're talking about wise investing on today, guys. The stock market is going crazy. It's up. It is up right now. You know, you just had money sitting around in the market or in crypto on accident right now. Everything is up. On purpose right now. Everything is up. If you knew what you were doing, everything is up. If you didn't know what you were doing, everything is up. And so Darius has defined that for us. He says, basically, rushing into investments and fear of missing out on the potential monetary gains. Oh, look at them big words. Darius, I did not know you knew big words like monetary. That's impressive. I like that. I like that. That was impressive. And so a lot of people rush into investments. Listen to what I'm saying on today. They rush into investments in fear of missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out on the potential. It's not that it's guaranteed. There's a potential monetary money gain, currency. And so when this is happening, when we are in this environment, people forego the research that I talked about. People forego being methodical. Like I talked about being methodical, taking the money from the bank that they gave me for free and using it. See, I didn't even have to use my money to invest. Darius says, come on, you know I do this. Yes, Darius does investing. Now, when it comes to risk tolerance, I think Darius' risk tolerance is higher than mine because I think he does day trading as well. And so that's not my thing. That's not where I live at when it comes to investing. And so those of you that are listening in, write what type of investing you do, whether it's day trading, whether it's crypto, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, bonds, ETFs, commodities. There's so many, small business. You know, that's even having your own small business. You may invest into your business and grow it out to be an asset, to bring in cash flow. So write in what type of investing that you do. But I do want to bring awareness because the FOMO can be dangerous right now in this season, in this time with everyone trying to make quick money, with everyone trying to make a quick dollar. And I want you to know that it can be dangerous. It can be hazardous to your finance to to operate with that mentality. Because yes, some people might make some quick money, but a lot of people are going to end up blowing their savings. They're going to end up blowing money that they need to pay bills. And you have to understand that you have to be wise when it comes to when it comes to investing. You can't just take money that you need to pay bills and just throw it into places hoping to make money. It needs to be systematic, and you need to have a strategy, a system in place. Some of the things you need to think about is, and Darius says he day trades Bitcoin, gold, and NAS 100. So when we look at this, and Tony Sherman says he invests in real estate. So when it comes to what you invest in, your niche, what you like to invest in, how you like to make money, everyone has different levels. And like I said, everyone has different tolerance levels. Appreciate you tuning in, Mr. Joseph Thomas, Miss Shauna Johnson. Appreciate you tuning in on this morning. You got to find out what works for you and don't get into this FOMO. Because right now, cryptocurrency is going crazy. Even on my Facebook page, I've been posting about a cryptocurrency called XRP. And so when we talk about XRP, for example, this is a great example of FOMO. So look at this scenario. XRP a few years ago was trading for like pennies, 10 cents, 20 cents, 29 cents, and I would call it a cousin too. XRP has a cousin called XLM. So XRP, when we look at XRP, it was trading for pennies. And now when we look at XRP, well, I was looking at it last night. It was like at $1.80. Oh, we got Pastor Takara Nicole in the building on today as well. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Oh, y'all got a bunch of comments coming in. Let me scroll down. And so we do have Shirley Frazier. One thing that she likes to invest in, well, two, is real estate and small business. Okay. Darius says, if you don't know how to day trade, you can spiral and approach it with a gambling mindset. You're going exactly where I'm going. Definitely have to educate yourself before putting money in. Also, risk tolerance is different for everyone, and it's something that you must build over time. All right. So Darius is going ahead, and he got to the finish line where I'm going. With XRP right now, it's at like $1.80. It was there like last night. I don't know where it is currently right now. So if you invested in it when it was pennies, and now it's at like $1.70, $1.80, there was a lot of profit to be made. So it is going crazy right now. A few days ago, it was at $1.40. So these things, it's so tempting to just throw your money into these investments. Oh, we got people from Cameroon tuning in on today. No, you good, D. You good, Darius. We got people from Cameroon tuning in. If you're from Cameroon, tell us good morning. Greet us in here. Y'all didn't know that Coach Steele's finance training is international. Everybody's learning about financial literacy, whether we are in the States or whether we are abroad in different countries. So we have a nice reach of people that we are educating and talking to. So years ago, I would say maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember, I put $250 in XRP. And this is cryptocurrency. And so now that $250, when I looked at it yesterday, it was at like $1,400 and some dollars. And so just that fast, $250 becomes $1,400. If I set that $250 in a savings account, it's not going to, whatever that is, 5x plus whatever it did. It's not going to 5x like that. It'll just sit there. And matter of fact, the spending power of that $250 has decreased. It'll still say $250, but it won't spend the same. But because I set it in cryptocurrency, it was money that I didn't need at the time. It was with XRP. Now it's at $1,400. I could sell now and I'll make $1,200 profit, give or take. So a lot of people believe that XRP is going to eventually go to $6, $7, right? I'm not telling you that it is or that it won't. And I'm telling you to do your own research, do your own investigating before you invest in anything, because crypto is volatile. So if they believe it's going to go to $6 or $7, it would, in my brain now at this point, even though I bought in, good morning, Mr. Newsom, even though I bought in at 29 cents or whatever that average is, and it may go to $6, $7, my $1,400 could eventually become $5,000 or $6,000, right? So now it goes from $250 to like $5,000 or $6,000, which is very realistic. There's a lot of people that bought more shares than I did. So I got one friend that he's up like $30,000 right now. But just because everyone is making money right now doesn't mean that everyone should now take some money and go rush and buy XRP. It doesn't mean that. Now, you talk to someone else and some of my other friends, they would say, yes, you could still go buy some now. But now it's up on this trajectory, and it's very easily, anything could happen. Tomorrow it could drop back down. So what am I telling you? Whether you decide to dive in here, and whether it's XRP, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Johnson & Johnson, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Bitcoin, I would tell each and every person that you need to be strategic when it comes to investing. Whether somebody made up to $30,000 yesterday, or whether it's me who made about who's up $1,200+ right now, it doesn't mean you should rush to try to make an investment. If you're going to invest long term. If you're going to invest dollar cost average and take your time. I know we need to get the car fixed tomorrow. I know we need a new AC unit tomorrow. I know we need food on the table tomorrow. But it is better to be patient through this process. Just like I've waited a few years to make a profit. We talked about last Saturday, I was talking about asset hopping, how to move your money from one asset to another when the time is right. So in 2019 and 2020, I was taking money from my savings, which is an asset, and I hopped it from that asset. Good morning to you, Bishop Jackson. Good morning to you, Sheila Thomas, as well. I took $300, and you can watch last week's video, and I showed the receipts on this, and I put it in a Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, once again. The $300 over a period of time, and it was like $2 here, $10 here, $20 there. So $300 goes into Dogecoin or Doggy Coin. I waited about a year and a half, 2 years. In 2021 or 2020, I think 2021, Dogecoin goes crazy. I made over $20,000 profit. I took the $20,000 profit. Remember, I started with $300 from savings account, asset hop over to crypto. Took the $20,000 from crypto and I went and bought some land. And last week we talked about how the land that I bought for the $20,000, someone wanted to pay me more than double the amount for that land, so well over $40,000. So I took $300 of money in my savings that I know I didn't need because my emergency fund was secure and in place. And now that $300 is worth over $40,000, and it's in some land, it's in some real estate. And so you have to learn how to asset hop to grow your wealth, to increase your wealth, to create income for yourself, and also potentially create generational wealth as well. And so you don't have to have a lot starting off. You don't need a lot to be successful. You just have to have a plan when it comes to investing wisely. So when we talk about investing wisely on today, I think you should have at least a short-term goal and long-term goals. There's something you can do there in the middle, but at least you should have short-term and long-term goals. Darius, you are young. You can do the same exact thing. You can do the same thing, Darius. You can take that money that you're investing in when you do those day trading and all of that. If you set that money to the side, now you can invest into the next thing strategically and wisely and dive right into real estate. I'll give another real estate play. I was just talking to a real estate agent the other day, and they sent me some pictures of a property. And the property had a little damage in it. And so now it's going to be sold for a maybe $20,000-$30,000 less than what it could be sold for, right? So we're talking about a real estate play here. We're talking about investing wisely. I saw the house, and it's probably about 25 minutes from where I live right now. I want to go move into that house so bad, because what I would do is, for this play, to invest wisely, I would move out of the house that I'm in now. Why? Because even though this was a 30-year mortgage, guys, I paid the house off in 3 years and 7 months. A 30-year mortgage, paid it off in almost about 3.5 years. So this house is free and clear. It has no debt. So I can move out of this house and rent it out. When I rent this house out, the money that I receive from rent, guess what it's going to do? It's going to pay for this new mortgage. And not only is it going to pay for this new mortgage, but the repairs that I need to fix up this new house that I would move into, I'm going to be receiving money from a tenant to do these repairs, fix this house up. And so I already got $20,000, $30,000 worth of equity in it, starting off. Over a period of time, it's going to grow. I can fix that house up. I could technically go pay that one off too as well, because of accelerated banking HELOC strategy, which I know. But even if I chose not to, after staying there for about a year and fixing up everything that's wrong, in 1 year, I can move out of that house and sell it and make potentially $30,000, maybe more, depending on what happens with the real estate market. Or I can just stay there and have a bunch of equity in the house that I can pull the equity out and go buy another property. And so, and I'm gonna slow back down, because I know I'm diving into real estate investing wisely, and I want to keep it a little more simple than diving into that area. So when we talk about investing wisely, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many different strategies and options that you have, but it comes with making the right financial moves. It comes with making the right financial decisions where you are. Some of us, we want to rush and go get money. We want to rush and do this and that financially. But there's a way to walk into this financial world. There's a way to smoothly maneuver through this financial system. But in order to maneuver through it properly, you got to learn how to make wise decisions. You have to learn how to have an actual strategy in place. You can make money, but what are you going to do with those capital gains? What are you going to do with the capital gains tax? Darius says, plus the taxes being lower because of long-term property gain taxes since you held your investment over a year. Exactly. So when we talk about investing wisely, there's a reason why I may decide not to rush and sell. What are the tax implications for that? And that's why you need a good tax advisor or whoever handles your taxes, or CPA. You need to net with them so you can find out throughout the year, when it comes to capital gains and it comes to your investing, what plan do you have in place to improve your financial situation, even when it comes to your taxes? And so there's a lot that comes into that. But in this season right now, I don't want people to rush into getting in that FOMO mentality, fear of missing out, and making bad decisions, or not understanding that if you make an investment, don't rush to look for a dollar tomorrow, but be patient and know that you may have to wait a year, 2, 3, 4, 10 years to be able to see profit that you're looking for. So sometimes we may post the success we're having in a stock, but it doesn't necessarily always show you how long someone had that stock. It doesn't show necessarily how long someone went through their bumps and bruises of fixing up a house and flipping it, and what else it entailed during that process. And so as we continue to talk about this, and we talked about risk tolerance, two people responded. Sherman said his risk tolerance was low. He has a low risk tolerance. Some other people, I think Darius, Sharon said hers is medium. Let's see. She has a medium risk tolerance. Sherman said low for past years, but may change since debt-free now. So Tony Sherman, the same accelerated banking strategy that I used to pay my house off at an accelerated rate, he did the same thing. So he's debt free now. So now he can be very creative with his finances. And that's another part of being wise when you are investing. And so a lot of people, like I mentioned, you want to get rich quick. You want to do this and you want to do that, but take baby steps to get to a place where you have that freedom to invest the way that you want to. So you know your risk tolerance, but have you done the basic things to make yourself a wise investor? Have you done the basic things to position yourself to invest? One of the best things you can do to become a great investor is set up a budget. Create a budget for yourself. When you create a budget for yourself, you'll find out everything you need to survive, to maintain, to live off of for the month. And once you do that and you have a system in place and you can take care of all of the basics, now you see what's left over. Sometimes people ask me, they say, well, how much should I invest? Well, I don't know your budget. I don't want to tell you to invest 100% of your money. What if you need that just to survive? What if you need that just to pay for daycare, for transportation? Should I take 30%? Should I take 20%? A wise investor has an excellent budget because they know what money they're going to invest with and they know what money they need to maintain their lifestyle. Whether it's needs, wants, whether it's giving, whether it's investments, they know what they're investing every single month. And you have to set it up like clockwork. Darius says, my risk tolerance is extreme. I can handle risking 5% of my portfolio on a single day trade. Well, that's not too bad at all. Only willing to risk about 5%. As long as the other 95% is safe, it's not too bad at all. And so you see that how it's calculated. He knows what percent he's willing to risk. And so you have to understand the complexities of what you're working with. Some of you might only be working with $25 a day. Some of you may only have about $25 a day, $25 a month that you can invest. That's more than enough to get started. Start with your $25 a month. Don't get discouraged and say, I don't have enough to invest because I only have $10. I don't have enough because I only have $25. I'm going to give you a quick example of what $25 a month could do for you. So I always use this as an example. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, Coach Steele's Finance Training, about every month or every other month, I will post this example on my channel. I will update it monthly. So I'll show you a quick example of what $25 a month can do for you. All right, let me share my screen. What I'm going to share with you when you see this is you're going to see a dividend stock portfolio. So I created a dividend stock portfolio. What is that? It basically means I buy certain shares in certain companies. I buy stocks, and you'll see the names of these different stocks. We'll go through, you'll see the different names, right? So I buy shares or sometimes fractional shares because the $25 is not enough to buy a whole share. But because I hold these shares and I hold these stocks and these companies for a long period of time, they give me dividends. They pay me out free money. And so I get money for holding stocks for a long period of time. What do I do with the money? I'm a wise investor. So anybody in the comment section, as you're listening in, when I get dividends back from these different companies, when they pay me the dividends, what do I do with the dividends? What do I do with the cash? What would a wise investor do to invest in dividend stocks when they get paid dividends? In the comment section, what would you do with the money? Being a wise investor. We've talked about all types of investments. We've talked about cryptocurrency. We talked about XRP. We talked about Ethereum, Bitcoin. We've talked about real estate plays. We've talked about what other investments we talked about. Darius says, immediately reinvested, of course. So yes, when I get the money, I don't care if it's 5 cents, I don't care if it's $2, I don't care if it's $10. I take the money and I reinvest it back into my dividend stock portfolio, back into my dividend stock pie chart, back into those investments, because now I'm taking the dividends that I received from those. Yes, Sharon Johnson is correct. Reinvest it, buy more stocks. Reinvest, buy more stocks. Listen to the principles that I'm teaching and talking about, because it's the same play over and over on a different scale, on a different level. And so what's happening is you make money at least two different ways when it comes to dividend stocks. We're talking about investing wisely. Why don't I like just buying regular stocks? I'd rather buy dividend stocks because I can make money two different ways. A regular stock that doesn't provide dividends, of course, as the shares increase in value, there's some capital gains, there's some profit I can make. But with dividend stocks, the shares increase in value. So if I sell, I can make a profit. I can keep the difference. But with dividend stocks, they also pay you out money. So I can make money as it increases in value, and I can make money monthly or quarterly as well from the dividends. Make money two different ways. That's why I like dividend stocks and real estate. Listen to what I'm telling you, because they function very, very similar. When you own real estate, and let's say you own an investment property, we're talking about wise investing. Dividend stocks increase in value. I can sell, make money. While I'm holding it, I can also make monthly or quarterly money from dividend stocks. Real estate increase in value. And if I have a tenant in the property, I can make money monthly. So I made money two different ways. Here's where real estate goes crazy, which sometimes, dividend stocks can't do this. But here's where real estate goes crazy. Are there any tax benefits to this investment property? Can this investment property that I have a tenant in, can it be a tax shelter? What write-offs come with this investment property? Now, if I got dividend stocks and it's invested in whatever, that's cool. But if I have to go drive to get this property, to go check the property, if I have to go pick up rent or whatever the case may be, do something at the post office because of this property, there's all type of tax shelters that come with this real estate property as well. So yes, Darius is correct. As dividend stock prices increase, the dividend payouts increase as well. So now when we talk about wise investing, when the dividend stock price increases, the payouts increase. When this real estate property increases in value and time goes by, what happens to the rent? The rent increases as well. Yes, and you can write off depreciation on the investment property. So there's a lot of benefits to investing wisely. So that's why some people might invest in the stock market. They might pull out their capital gains and they may go buy a property with it, because maybe there's going to be some tax write-offs that go along with those capital gains. Once again, get with a tax professional to make sure that all of it is possible and it makes sense. So we don't want to do FOMO. We want to be strategic. We want to have great principles. So when it comes to investing, we want to always, here's another great principle when it comes to investing wisely. It's pretty simple. We want to buy low and sell high. We want to buy low, sell high. Always remember that. It is simple. Just like I used that example of that property I want to go buy, I would move out of this house and go buy that property, because remember I said what the house is going to sell at is much lower than what it could actually be worth. I want to buy the house now when it's at its worst, when it's at its lowest, do some fixing up, little repairs, and then sell it later on. Or either I would just hold it and add to my real estate portfolio. So as we continue to move forward, we want to talk about great financial principles when it comes to investing. We want to be able to invest wisely. A lot of people, when we talk about FOMO, to give a great example about FOMO, fear of missing out. Does anybody remember the one stock, that one company where everybody rushed to invest in after it went through the roof? I think it was during the pandemic. There was this one company that everybody rushed to invest in because the normal average price of that stock was going crazy. And everyone jumped on the bandwagon at the last minute when it was at its height. Does anyone remember? The name of that company was all over the place. And of course, Darius is correct. Darius is correct. It was GameStop. Everyone jumped on the GameStop bandwagon because GameStop was, I forgot, it was probably normally selling around $2 or $5 a share. And I think it got as high as like 30, maybe 40, close to 40 or something like that. Everyone started trying to buy it. And they jumped in there late, and then boom, it goes down. It drops down. People lost money. And they got frustrated, but they jumped on something at the last minute, fear of missing out. And so that's why we have to be wise investors right now. I'm not telling you not to invest in the stock market right now. I would definitely invest in the market right now. Now's a great time to start investing in the market, putting your money in there, dollar cost averaging, finding good things to invest in, whether it's a safe ETF that makes maybe 10% annually, or S&P 500, you name it, something safe where it has proven itself over a number of years that it has a nice return for its investors. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to invest in the market right now, whether it's real estate, crypto, stock market, commodities, whatever it is, but have a game plan in place and don't rush. One of the things that I learned from the Bible in Proverbs 13 and 11, it says, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. So keep that in mind. People who rush to get quick fast, it can dwindle. But when you gather little by little, it will increase. And so many people who rush and gain wealth over a period of time real fast, they never learned how to manage their money. There's not a great appreciation of that big blessing. But as you work hard and gather little by little through this process, and you make wise investing decisions, you'll handle the money better. You'll make better, wise decisions with that money. And so another thing you can do to be a wise investor is invest on trusted platforms that have been very, very safe with other people that tons of people are investing in as well. Especially for those who invest in cryptocurrency. When the cryptocurrency boom went crazy, people had jumped on the average cryptocurrency investor probably had about 5-6 different platforms that they were investing in crypto on. And that's probably more than that. But the average person probably had 5 or 6 different platforms where they were on crypto.com, whether they might have been on Coinbase, whether they were on BitSmart, if they were on Atomic Wallet, Trust Wallet. That's 5 right there. Binance. I just talked to everyone last night, made a Facebook post last night. If you have any cryptocurrency on Binance, just go check on it, because if you're in the state of Georgia, they're basically saying they're shutting down the platform for the state of Georgia. But double check, don't take my word for it. And if they are, then move your money off of the Binance platform and move it to one of the other platforms, crypto.com or somewhere else. And it's not difficult. If you don't know how to do it, then just get with someone or YouTube it and figure out. All you're going to do, if you're trying to move those cryptocurrency coins off of the Binance platform, you want to go to that coin and click withdraw. It's going to take you to a new page where you can write in the deposit code where you want the money to go. So you'll go to that new platform, find that coin, and click deposit. That will give you the code. You take that code, copy it, and then paste it on Binance. And then you will then withdraw it from Binance. Give it a few minutes, and it will transfer over to that new platform. Darius says he got his stuff on crypto.com. That's a good platform, safe platform that I know of to put it on. as well. And a lot of what you have on Binance can transfer over to crypto.com. Crypto.com is pretty interesting company, because when you look at the Lakers where they play, it's called the Crypto Arena, but that's at crypto.com. When you look at UFC fights, and it has the crypto advertisement right there in the middle of the mat sometimes, or on the side, that's this company. So this crypto.com, a lot of people are intimidated about cryptocurrency. And so when it comes to wise investing, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I would say stick with the stable coins. Can anybody name some of the stable coins, some of the safe coins that you think or believe might just be better off, investing over a period of time, dollar cost averaging? What are some of those stable coins that you believe are pretty stable, that are okay to invest in over a long period of time? And after you show that, then I'll keep my promise. I told y'all I was going to show you where to invest $25 a month. I started talking about those of you who don't have a lot of money every month, and they feel like, I only have like maybe $25 to invest. I told you all I was going to show you a platform, and I actually didn't. So I'm going to keep my word and show it to you right now. So yes, and those are the two that I look at too as well. There is Bitcoin and Ethereum are two of the more stable ones, and it has its ebbs and flows, its highs and lows. But I would just invest in those long term. You can probably put your money there to help you fight against inflation and beat against inflation and keep the value of your investment and your money strong. Now, as promised, I did tell you all I was going to show you. I got off on a tangent, and I didn't show you where you can invest to keep it simple when it comes to dividend stocks. A simple place where you can put your money. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. And here we go. All right, so I'm going to make sure I can make it large enough for you all to be able to see. So for the people out there that say, well, I only got, maybe $25 a month that I can put in here, and I don't have much money to invest every month. What you're looking at right here is a dividend stock portfolio. So right now you see the total value as of right now is $5,684.43. And so this is a sample size, simple example of the person who only has $10, $20, $25 a month. Now, when you see that $5,684.43, you got to keep in mind, this is me investing $25 a month for the past few whatever years. I want to show someone how easy it is. I don't want to say easy. It's not complicated to kind of set it and forget it. Put your $25 in a place. So when you see that, that is a pie. But what is that pie? Those are different companies that I invested in. And so let's look what that pie is made up of. This says Simon Property Group. This one says Apple. There's a certain percentage. When you look in the middle, you'll see the percentage pop up. Let me do that. Let me go back out. There we go. Apple. Let's see. Let me go down. Okay, I'll go down so you can see these different companies. So when I scroll right here, you'll see Apple, you'll see Johnson & Johnson, you'll see Exxon Mobil, Realty Income Corporation, Walmart. Any of these companies look familiar? Any of these companies look familiar? These are places where you spend money all the time. Verizon, Moderna, we know them, AT&T. The list goes on. There's a different chart in here. Allstate, Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, DaVita, Sirius Radio. So what you're looking at in a nutshell is you're looking at different companies that make up this pie chart. All right, let me go back. Now, $25 a month, guys. Now, this is what I want you to look at right here, these numbers. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. When we look at these numbers right here, I want you to see what you're looking at. It says ending, let's let's see. Total, nope, let me go down here. Let me go back. Let me go to all. All right, there we go. So now it's going to show the numbers that I want you all to see. I think I moved it. There we go. All right, so now when we look at these numbers, it says market gain $1,659. So that's how much profit I'm up. But dividends earned, it says $474. Remember I told you I take those dividends and I throw it back in there. And so when we look at the dividends earned and the market gain, that's about $2,000, a little over $2,000. But the total value is $5,684. So out of this, you can see that potentially I put in about $3,000, but I've made about $2,000. And that's simply a little over $2,000 by doing $25 a month. Money weighted rate of return, I'm up 152%, 152.85%. So those of you who feel like you don't have enough, that's $25 a month right now. Now, you don't have to stay at $25 a month. And you have to understand when you're getting dividends, you're putting more back in there anyway. And these are basic companies that you go shop at and you spend money at anyway. They give dividends. Johnson & Johnson, Apple, all of these are dividend stocks. They pay me for holding it long term. It's just wise investing. You have to be creative when it comes to investing, especially when you don't have much to invest. So you have to invest in places where you can make more profit as well as time goes by. So make sure you find trusted platforms. If you need information on that platform, have a good day, Mr. Darius. I'm almost done myself. And so if you need information on that platform, I can send you a link to that platform where you can set up a pie chart, create a bunch of dividend stocks, and invest in them monthly, whether it's fractional shares that you buy, because they'll take that $25 and they'll break it up. You can say, well, I want 10% to go into Johnson & Johnson. I want 15% to go to Coca-Cola. I want 80% to go wherever it is. You can break it up on whatever level you want to break it down to, different percentages. And so remember to get trusted platforms. This is one of the last things I want to talk to you all about today that is extremely, extremely important. When it comes to wise investing, a lot of people, this conversation can be uncomfortable. A lot of people say, well, I can't do this, or I don't think I have enough to do that. I've talked about real estate, which a lot of people are intimidated about investing in. I talked about the stock market. We all don't have to day trade like Darius. I've talked about cryptocurrency. There's so many different asset classes you can invest in. Shirley Frazier talked about her small business that she has. Some of you can invest in yourself and create a small business. But what holds people back from being wise investors? What holds people back in this day and time from investing? And I'm going to tell you one of the things that potentially might be holding you back. And I don't want to get too scientific. And so I will definitely send a link to you, Miss Graham and Sharon Johnson. I will send that link to you. And I think that's another link, like if you set up an account, and I think if you put $50 in there or something, I don't know if they still have that deal, but they'll give you like $10 or something to start off with investing. I don't know if that deal is still going on, but I'll send you the link, and there's some money that you might be able to make off of just opening up the account anyway. So what have been some things in the past that have prevented you from investing? And you can write that in the comment section. What have been some things in the past that have prevented you from investing? And while you write those things in the comment section, I'll close out with this. I was listening to this lady talk about a study that went on. It was two psychologists, or well, I'll say two doctors. And they did a study with some rats. This is so random. And one gentleman's name is Kessler and the other one's name is Diaz. So I put both of their names on there so y'all can go do the research and make sure that what I'm saying is real. So you got Kessler and Diaz who are doing this experiment. Okay, Sharon Johnson is on YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in on the YouTube channel, Sharon. And so when we talk about this experiment, it's something called epigenetics. Has anyone ever heard of epigenetics? EPI genetics. Epigenetics. Has anyone ever heard of epigenetics? Do we know what that is? So 2 questions are on the table for the comment section. 1, do you have a fear of investing? And what are some things that hold you back from being a wise investor? And 2, do you know what epigenetics is? EPI genetics. Epigenetics. Anyone know what that is? Ooh, I know that's right. Sharon says, people stealing your money. That's one of them right there. People stealing your money. It is possible. Even when I've talked about cryptocurrency today, we've seen some of these crypto sites and leaders and forerunners for crypto, they end up going to jail because they had a bad operation. I forgot that one young guy, I can't remember his name, but his whole operation was bad, and he had famous people as the face of it, doing commercials and all of that, and that whole platform was bad, and he was a fraud in a sense. So can't remember his name. Anybody know what epigenetics is and how it can impact you? All right, so not sure. I'll tell some people some of the things that held me back from being a wise investor. 1, I always thought that I didn't have enough money. 2, I was limited in my knowledge. I didn't realize how many different things I could invest in. And sometimes it was fear. Sometimes it was, well, what happens if I lose all of this? But there was this, Tony Sherman says, ignorant of the fact. Yep. We can perish for lack of knowledge in a number of different areas in life, spiritually, physically, financially. A lot of different areas can be impacted for not knowing, being ignorant of the fact. And so I was reading this article about Kessler and Diaz, who did this experiment on rats. And what they did was they took some rats and they put them in this cage. And the experiment involved a certain odor, and they were shocking. The rats would feel a little shock as well. Now, I may not get the whole experiment correct. So I believe they opened the cage up, the gate, for the rats to be able to leave out of the cage. But by the front, they would get shocked, and there would be a certain odor there that they would smell. So they began to associate the odor with being shocked. And so even though the gate was wide open, the rats would no longer leave out the gate to freedom because there was always an odor and a shock. Now here's where epigenetics comes into play. This is what blew my mind, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, or nothing, but just take this for what it is. Those rats had babies. And what they did was they left the cage open. They left the gate open for the babies to leave out. But the babies smelled the odor and didn't leave out. That's crazy. The baby rats did like the parent rats, and they did not leave out. They weren't being shocked, and they still wouldn't leave out because they smelled the odor. And what they began to realize in this study was the behavior and the habits and the trauma of the parent rats had an effect on the baby rats. even though they were not born yet, even though they had not been in the cage, when the parent rats who had this trauma, these experiences, had kids, the kids inherited the same trauma from the parents, even though the gate was wide open. Oh, help me now in here. What am I telling you on today? When it comes to being a wise investor, there are many of us who could be great investors. There's many of us that can experience great profit and moments from investing and building generational wealth, building great wealth. But that same trauma that may have happened a generation or two ago is preventing you from taking a step forward and leaving out of that gate to freedom, leaving out of that gate to financial freedom. Are you hearing what I'm telling you on today? Can you hear me now? We cannot let the past trauma and the mistakes from other generations prevent you from getting out of that gate to freedom just because you have that same sense or that same smell that may have prevented or hurted them. And so we have to be very careful and analyze why we think, why we do what we do in certain moments. Because it may have had nothing to do with you. It may have had something to do with someone in your past or a situation from the past that is not relevant in this moment in time. I'm telling y'all, we need to go get this money. We need to be wise investors. We need to go get what is ours. And you can do that by being a wise investor, no matter what type of asset class you invest in. What they found in that experiment with the rats was even the grandchildren, you had the parent rats, then you had the children. Even when the children had kids, baby rats, the smell prevented them as well. And they found out that the trauma and the issues that parents deal with can be inherited to the children, even though they never experienced the trauma. And so there's different cultures and communities out here that are afraid to invest, that are afraid to advance socially, culturally, financially, and it may be because of the trauma of your ancestors. It may be the trauma of a past generation. And you should not let that hold you back. That should not be the reason why you cannot advance financially. We're in a great season in time where we can push the envelope. We can move forward. We can get each and everything because it's right at our fingertips. You know, there's so much on your phone that you have access to when it comes to investing. There's so many different platforms out there that will give you free stocks and shares just for setting up an account. You have Webull out there. You have Robinhood. Both of those give you free stocks just for setting it up. If you don't have a link to those stocks or these different platforms, let me know. I'll send you the link. That way you know you have a verified link that goes directly to that platform and it's not something that's not real. I can send you that stuff. Set up an account. Some of them are giving you free shares. So even if you never invested in anything, you still got free shares. You can take those shares, slowly let them grow over time, or technically you could sell them. Take the money and use it to pay a bill. Y'all know good and well, I'm all for using the bank's money to get ahead. Using these platforms, money that they're giving away for free to get ahead, to get to where you need to be. You can sell those shares. Now you're playing with house money. You can go put it in and invest in things that you want to invest in. Sometimes the free shares or stocks, it might be $10 worth of stocks. It might be $20 worth of stocks. It all varies. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone over my time and I appreciate each and every person for tuning in. If you don't know how to invest or you don't know what to invest in, then please, please, please get wise counsel. Get a solid financial advisor. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am a financial coach. So I deal with people with setting up a budget, coming up with a plan, short-term, long-term goals, things that are realistic, putting together a good financial strategy to help you reach your financial goals, whether it's get out of debt, you name it. And so if you do need a financial coach, then you can always go to my website and send me a message and I can work with you there. let's see, I'll put my website in here as well. Now, of course, I don't do financial coaching for free. So if you go to my site, feel free to go there and look around. But all the information is on that site, but definitely send me a message if you're interested in getting financial coaching. So this is the website right here. You can go to this link, www.steelsfinanceacademy.com. So you can go to that website and connect with me, and we can schedule an appointment if you need someone to come speak to your group, organization, company, job, you name it. You can put in a speaker's request. All right. Other than that, let me click off of there. But I appreciate each and every person for tuning in on today. We had an awesome time talking about being wise investors. Darius Smith took over the comment section and made it his own. He does do a lot of trading in the market and things like that. We did talk about not allowing the generation from the past to dictate and control what type of wealth that we gain in this season. We did talk about how wealth gained hastily in a rush, being quick or being dishonest, it will dwindle away, but those that gather little by little will increase. So we talked about being strategic, having a plan, taking our time to build our wealth. Well, we will get to our finish line. And so we talked about having our risk tolerance, whether it's low, medium, or high. Understanding what that risk tolerance is. The stock market is going crazy right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we do want to make sure we are investing in it. If your company has a retirement plan, start putting a little money into that retirement plan. If your company doesn't have a retirement plan, then we're going to open up a Roth IRA and start investing in that Roth IRA. We saw a dividend stock portfolio on today where I was only putting $25 a month in. And so I'm up $2,000 in that dividend stock portfolio. We take the dividends that we get from these companies and we reinvest them. We take that money. We're playing with house money. So once again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, participating in the comment section. You don't have to. It's a few days away from Thanksgiving. All of y'all fatigued and probably full. And we had an awesome time on today. If you get a chance, if you are on Facebook and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, jump over to the YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe to Coach Steele's Finance Training. And I think that's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to talking to you again next Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Be blessed.